Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is It Happened in Hollywood from 1937. This is a sort of comedy, drama, romance, and really, it's the kind of film that could easily have been buried away. But Indicator have come along and released some of these films. They're all connected with Samuel Fuller, as a writer, director in Hollywood. And I think it's great because, these films, they make you, well, for me personally, I absolutely love them. It takes you back to a different era. And I can really get into them. I can really appreciate them. So let's get into this. Well, this film is only 67 minutes long. Honestly, just, you want more? I wanted more. Rotten Tomatoes, the so-and-sos, they only give it 20%. What on earth is going on there? But I suspect when I do look at it, it's because hardly anybody's reviewed it. So if nobody ever reviews it, it doesn't really give it much. So I'll look on that side as a positive, as a sort of positive from that. Anyhow, who cares what the critics think? This just reminds you of why you actually love film. For me, it does. I love all kinds of films. I'm not stuck in any one genre of film, and this kind of film does it for me. So, it's written by 4 writers: Ethel Hill, Harvey Ferguson, and Samuel Fuller, who of course is the centre of this Indicator release, and Miles Connolly. Now, it's directed by Harry Lachman, who goes back in terms of directions right to the silent era. In 1928, his first film was Weekend Wives. Then he did The Outsider, 1931, Face in the Sky, 1933, Dante's Inferno, which is an excellent horror kind of film, 1935. Then he did The Devil is Driving, 1937. Also, he did Charlie Chan at the Circus, 1936, which wouldn't be used today at all. They wouldn't make that one. Also, Charlie Chan in Rio, 1941. The Loves of Edgar Allan Poe, 1942, which is an interesting film. And then we've got Dr. Renaud's Secret from 1942, which is another horror mystery. And it's another thing, you discover so many horror films and sci-fi films and mystery films and film noir films that you just didn't ever hear about. And then we dig them up. And we've got labels now releasing these films. Some only have DVD releases if you look them up, but then they're worth getting if you're not going to get any further release. And then you've got Indicator coming along and releasing some of these films onto Blu-ray. Fantastic. So let's go through the cast. Now, the cast is headed by Richard Dix, who plays Tim Bart. What an interesting career this actor had. He goes back to 1917 and he made lots of silent films. Sadly, as with a lot of silent films, they're all lost. There's no way we can ever get them again. They're totally lost. She's very sad. For whatever reasons, they're gone. Now, films that have survived are Nothing But the Truth, 1929. Then is Shooting Straight, 1930. Secret Service, 1931. All these are very early talkies. Then Ace of Aces, 1933. The Tunnel, now 1935, is an interesting one. It's a sci-fi film about a building of a tunnel between England and America under the sea. Wow, fantastic! What this is going on in 1935? What a gem that must be. And then we've got Men Against the Sky, 1940. That's a great title. And a horror film here, The Ghost Ship, 1943. Horror, sort of drama, horror, excellent. Then we've got The Whistler, 1944. And this became a series of films right up to 1947. Sadly, I think he died not long after that. So there weren't any more. So he made these series films. What a career this guy has. Amazing career. And then we've got somebody who I think is amazing. It's Fay Wray. She plays Gloria Gay. Fay Wray represents that kind of Hollywood actress that you imagine as a real star in the 1930s and beyond that, of course, as well. But she's such a beautiful woman and so talented. Absolutely wonderful. You can see the glamour there, and it's all in there. I know he shouldn't look like that, but it's another era, and it's good to look at all the different eras and see the kind of acting and actors and films that are portrayed in all these eras. And Fay Wray represents all that in a very positive way. Now, her career began in 1925, so she's another one that was in the silent era. Films that are very interesting she made. Dr. X, 1932. Now, there's The Vampire Bat, 1933, that horror film. Mystery of the Wax Museum, 1933. King Kong, of course, 1933. King Kong is such an iconic film, and it's still talked about to this day, still mentioned, still loved as a film. It's had various releases over the years. I think it may even have a 4K. I'm not 100% sure by now, but it's just one of those films that's there. And she is wonderful, honestly. Absolutely wonderful actress. Then we've got Black Moon from 1934, which is another horror film. The Cobweb, 1955. Crime of Passion, 1957. And Summer Love, 1958. What a wonderful actress. I just keep saying it. I know I shouldn't go over the top, but I can't help it. Then we've got Victor Killian, who plays Slim. Films he was involved in. Hair Hawks, 1935. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, 1939. Dr. Cyclops, 1940. That is a real, oh yes, what a film that is, I'll say. Excellent. Fantasy, sci-fi almost. It's got everything in it. It's good. All This and Heaven 2, 1940. Then we've got The Return of Jesse James in 1950. And the next actor is Charles Arndt. who plays Jed Reed. He was in Dress to Kill. It's a 1941 film, very different from the other ones that people might mention, the horror one. My favourite brunette, which is a very well thought of film. That is from 1947. That is a well loved film at the time. And I love this title, The Man Who Cheated Himself, 1950. Fantastic. So, it just takes you there. So, what is this film about? Well, it centres on Tim Bart, who was extremely popular in the silent era as a cowboy. He was loved. Everywhere he went, doing shows over the country, introducing his films to children in hospitals. He was a hero. Children absolutely loved him. And we see in this film him visiting these sick children. And he makes a promise to this young boy who absolutely worships him, and he's not very well. And he invites him over to his ranch, and when he's better. And so we see that, and then it moves on into the story, and the era of sound has arrived, and it's causing absolute panic and pandemonium because some actors just cannot do it. They're used to this way of acting, they're used to the voice and everything. They can't do the transformation. And sadly, Tim Bart is one of those. He may be a hero, but now he's done. That's it. He can't transfer over to the sound films, and that's the end of his career, sadly. Also, his co-star, who is very close to, and this is where we've got the element of love story. Fay Wray plays Gloria Gay, who was with him, and she also is she good enough to make the transformation to, the sound talking films. Now, she doesn't tell him, and he gets the impression that she's carried on and made it into the films. There's a love between them, and of course, we get this in the end. We get a lovely ending to this film, because she hasn't made it either, and it's wonderful. Absolutely love it. It's a very sweet story, yeah. And there's some great scenes in it. And also, he wants to keep this promise. And the boy that we see, what he does, he rounds up loads of his friends, manages. You see, he's fallen such bad times, he's had to sell the ranch, but he managed to somehow get the ranch there. And he invites his friends, and his friends, all of them, a lot of them are like impersonators of the real stars. And you get all these stars there. We see them all, and it's wonderful. You see the Charlie Chaplin, and I think it's Rita Hayworth, it could be, and all these wonderful stars of that time. You see them, and they're all there. And Mae West, that's it. That's the one I was thinking of, Mae West. Yeah, they all are impersonators, and it looks like we've got all the Hollywood stars. And he does this for this boy. It's a wonderful scene that he does that still. He still wants to have that image, and I think that's what it's wonderful. And we get their love story as well, when it's a happy ending. And say Fay Wray is absolutely fantastic in this. She's so wonderful, so star quality. You just love it. She's wonderful. I don't know. You can see I'm rather taken with her. She's great in this film, as you've gathered by now. So I think this film it's just wonderful. It's the sort of film that people like, what is it about really? It is about that transition. It's about how people have to change or not change, and how they adapt to change. And yes, it's in the world of Hollywood, and it's great. It's just perfect, really. I absolutely love it. You could just sit and watch it and just totally enjoy it, and it's a lovely ending as well, and everything is good in this film, and you come away with that happy feeling you've watched something that you really enjoy and can easily watch again. It can even be a comfort film, this kind of film. It's just how can you not like this film? Although well, people will not like it, but what can I say? I just think it's got so much heart and so enjoyable. And this is what it's from. This is the Indicator Samuel Fuller collection, these earlier films. And there it is in there. It's got some great extras. Yep, sorry, I'll just show you about you. Well, you can't see much, but all extras. Man, a lot of extras. And there's 3 films. 3 films on there. You can't say fair and that, can you? But heck. So that's it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And if you like this particular video, give it a like. If you give it a like, it's good. It gets it out into the YouTube, and other people then might enjoy it with our algorithms and all that. Also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll answer everyone. And that's it. So all I've got to say is I'll see you again.